What's up, y'all? Jared Wright, Heart Media. I am live at the South Central Regional Library, where currently the second of four Department of Justice community meetings are taking place. Got a little information right there on the flyer, just kind of giving me details of what's going on. The Department of Justice is looking for opinions on the consent decree and reforms for LMPD. So again, this is the second of four that are happening. This one is at South Central Regional Library. The other three, which the first one happened last night, and then the other two are listed right there on the flyer. So we really just kind of wanted to highlight this event as it was happening. We, don't necessarily want to get up in people's faces as they're trying to give details to the DOJ about incidents that they had with LMPD. So we're going to keep our distance, but we just kind of wanted to let y'all know that this was going on, and we wanted to get some more information out about the other dates that are going on. Aside from the other two community meetings that they're going to be doing, they've got a list of dates there and times that you can schedule a meeting to meet with them while they're still here in Louisville, because they are back and forth between here and DC as they are continuing to crowdsource information from the Louisville community. So it's really a good thing. Thus far LMPD does seem to be receptive to reform. Further, the city is, obviously presenting as being receptive to reform. So at this moment, it is in a good place. One of the big things that is going to be a determining factor is essentially going to come down to commanding officers within LMPD being willing to keep their officers accountable for their actions. The findings report, one of the things it discussed was that essentially commanding officers haven't done that in the past, which has led to officers continuing to exhibit misconduct and break policies, procedures, and even further violating individuals' civil rights. That findings report is pretty gnarly. It's not for the faint of heart, if I'm going to be quite honest. But their investigation continues, and this is now part of the process. So again, I'm not going to be getting in too close, to any of these little groups going on, because I'm afraid that having a camera in their face or a microphone or whatnot is going to end up causing people to shut down and not want to discuss, their situations. But I'll give you a little look at what's going on behind me. It's broken up into 5 different groups at the moment, but let's take a look. So again, this is the second of 4 little community gatherings, community events that they are hosting in relation. If you have had negative experiences with the Louisville Metro Police Department, this is the perfect opportunity to air your grievances to individuals that might have a little bit of authority, a little bit of power to make some of these changes happen. This is going on till 7:30 this evening. again, it's at South Central Regional Library. They tried to hit various libraries in various communities around the city. So, there's like a South End and a West End and East End, and then kind of a central located one. So, kudos to the DOJ for making sure that it was going to be as accessible as possible to individuals that felt compelled to come here and disclose their stories. So there is a representative from the DOJ in each one of the 5 groups that are taking information and details about these situations. If anybody's got any questions or anything, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'd be happy to address as I can. But again, I'm keeping my distance from the groups simply because I'm afraid that if anyone is got a camera in their face or knows that audio is being recorded, that they might be fearful of disclosing important details to the Department of Justice. I'm actually trying out a new wireless microphone that I have here for the first time. So that is going to be cutting out a lot of the noise around me. It's going to be keeping from other people being picked up and really focusing just on my commentary. At the moment, we are live on 502 live streamers, Riot Heart Media, my personal journalism page, as well as a couple of Tar Bassett's pages. So really just trying to get these details out there to the best of our ability. Let me go ahead and get that flyer back up there for you. I'm going to move it over, make it just a little bit bigger so you can accurately read the details. We've also got this image up on our Facebook, I believe our Twitter, as well as our Instagram. There's an article up on riotheart.com with additional details about these meetings and some of the reform recommendations that have been made thus far by the Department of Justice, because they have made a number of recommendations thus far. There's a lot of paperwork being handed out here as well, flyers for both, for all of these events. This flyer, the image that you see is being handed out. There's an Espanol version as well. There is the remedial recommendations sheet, the fact sheet that is available here. There's also a comment sheet. So tons of opportunities to be able to disclose your stories, your situations, your details, your experiences with LMPD, and give direct insight into some of the reform. So again, we are at South Central Regional Library, 7300 Jefferson Boulevard. Here till 7:30. They will be taking information, stories, details about experiences that have been had with LMPD, and recommendations on reforms on the consent decree. If you're not familiar with what a consent decree, it's essentially an agreement between the policing force and Department of Justice. An agreement to reform, agreement to change, agreement to willingness to change. There's been a number of contracts signed between the Department of Justice, the city, and LMPD thus far. The consent decree should be one of the final pieces. I'm going to go grab some of the paperwork and give y'all a look at it. Give me 2 seconds. here, we've got the comment sheet that is available. We've got the image that you were looking at now. Also, FAQs. Nice little Department of Justice statement, as well as the recommended remedial measures. So a lot of really good information being disseminated here. Also, likely one of your better opportunities to be able to, again, come out and disclose your experiences, your recommendations, how you see that LMPD should be changed, adapted, reformed to actually help protect the community. Again, we are here till 7:30 at the South Central Regional Library. I'm not going to be staying live the whole time, again, simply because my purpose here isn't necessarily to gather the stories um, at this moment. That is the job of the Department of Justice. I am just reporting that this is happening and that all citizens are welcome to attend. Again, there are additional dates that are listed there. There's also times and dates that you can schedule personal appointments in case maybe you're not so comfortable disclosing in front of a group like this. But DOJ is trying to get as many opportunities out there to give you the chance to come and give your stories and your recommendations. Again, this image is also available in Espanol on Instagram, Facebook. It's also available on rightheart.com. There's an article about these meetings. So anybody out there with a Spanish-speaking language barrier, that information is still available and accessible. When you're dealing with potentially the largest gang in Louisville, Kentucky, and I am referencing LMPD 200%, potential retaliation, I guess, could be a concern of some individuals, which again is why I'm not getting in close on people, not recording their voices or anything. Because again, I'm afraid that if there's a camera in their face, then they will be less likely to fully disclose, their opinions or recommendations or stories. So trying to keep my distance, and again, just highlight and promote the fact that these meetings are happening. So check the flyer, check your locus, your closest location, write that date down, and make sure that you're able to get there. Again, at the bottom, there are dates where you can schedule individual appointments if you're not able to make it out to one of these events. So utilize all the sources, all the resources that you possibly can. If you can, share the live stream. Comment, react, share. That's the only way to supersede the algorithms and their suppression of independent news and or posts. So yeah, comment, react, share. Make sure people are aware of this opportunity to share their voice in the topic, in the situation. Trinity, thank you very much. Again, if anybody has any questions or anything that I might be able to address directly, feel free to drop them in the comments. Again, I'm not going to stay live for a whole hour and a half, but I am going to give y'all the opportunity to check it out and spread the news, let people know. Only other reporter that I see here at the moment is from WFPL, Google Public Media, the radio show, or radio station. She is also not. She's sitting in on the sessions, but she is not recording, and I believe she's going to be trying to connect with some individuals afterwards to get some additional details and stories that they would be able to publish. So WFPL, give them a look. You can expect some more details coming from them as well. monitor comments. Again, if anybody has any questions, we do have it up on like 4 or 5 different Facebook platforms at the moment, so I guess I need to switch back and forth. But nothing on the Right Heart page thus far. So. No comments on Power Live streamers either. Again, please spread this information, y'all. Plenty of opportunities for you to come and give your story, your details, your information. 4 dates listed there. One already happened. This is the second. 2 more that are going in this session. There's a number of dates where you can set up appointments as well. There is an email and phone number that you can contact to give your comment. So, really no reason not to utilize these resources. Sorry, y'all. Keep forgetting that I have the microphone right on me instead of on my camera. So, apologize for the noise. Alright, y'all, I'm going to leave y'all here a minute. I'm going to go get some pictures, a little bit of Be Real. I'm going to turn my microphone off, too. So that means you're not going to have any audio whatsoever, but if you could, please react, comment, share. Let people know that these meetings are happening. Invite your friends to watch the live. Let's get it done. Alright, y'all should be back now. Checking my audio to make sure that we are good. Again, using a new microphone, so just making sure it's all good to go. Alright, y'all, that's probably the extent of what I'm able to do and cover and show. So, just to find a little stand up here. Again, right now we are at South Central Regional Library. This is the second of four meetings that are being held by the Department of Justice, giving citizens an opportunity to come and disclose details, information about their experiences with LMPD, and also give recommendations for the reform, for the consent decree, for the changes that need to be implemented within LMPD to make sure that they're able to appropriately protect the community as opposed to police them, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's honestly kind of a momentous occasion. They got a ton of different resources available to you, 4 different meetings, and I can only assume we'll probably more after that. There's also a list of dates there, right here, where you can schedule a one-on-one meeting as opposed to a group setting like this. There's also an email and a phone number right down here where you can send information, give them a call, and again, disclose your opinions, your experiences. If you haven't read the DOJ findings report and you're not faint of heart, I would recommend reading it because it is pretty gnarly. Look for the remedial recommendation changes. All this is on whiteheart.com. There is an article dedicated specifically to these meetings and some of the backstory on the DOJ findings. We'll probably be putting out another article soon with an update and trying to spotlight these meetings again. So again, please react, comment, share. Again, it's the only way to get around the algorithm. It's the only way to effectively get information and news out to people. Greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. If you can, reach out to the DOJ and give your recommendations. We're going to go ahead and drop the live, though. So, until then, everybody stay strong, stay safe.